Yo, what is going on, guys? Winner Kills here, and welcome to episode 4 of Rogue to High Rated series, where I document my journey to top 200 on DB playing Rogue decks only. And as you guys know, current deck of choice is the best deck ever created, Speedroids, hashtag Terror Top to 3. But here we are in episode 4. Last episode we played against PK Adventurer, it's Phantom Knight Adventurer. Definitely check that episode out if you haven't already. But in this episode, as you guys could probably already tell, we are playing against Mekk Knights. I believe pure Mekk Knights. My opponent Fabs here with the 132 rating to our newly broken 200 threshold rating of 208. Yeah, before we get into this one, a reminder to check out the ways you guys can support the channel at the links in the description. TCG Player, the Coldest, or Imperium Duelist. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's go ahead and hop right into this. We'll take a look at the rock, paper, scissors, shoe. I actually do win it, as opposed to last time where I lost it. And we go ahead and decide to go first here. 40 versus 41. Okay, so yeah, I told you guys in the last episode the number of E-Telly replays, E-Telly build replays are numbered. And I think this might be one of the last ones. This is an experimental build I tried afterwards, where I was kind of like, all right, because I kind of got off of my 11 hand trap build, and then I went to the 43 card build, and from there I was like, I don't really like this. Maybe I want to cut down to like closer to 40. So what I ended up doing is putting in droplets, and I think I'm playing like droplet and talent in this particular build. And we open up Griffin Rider, Car Turbo, E-Telly, take a Tomborg droplet to their Prosperity Gamma Seal, Gearsu, Lightning Storm Purple. And this is one of the things about E-Telly too, is that like the best things with E-Telly I find in this deck are often 3-card combos, and this is an example of one of them, and you'll see what I mean. So we lead with Griffin Rider. That is going to be A-okay'd, and we're going to inspect that to the board here, and then we're going to spec Car Turbo, because obviously we're trying to get access to a early Baron. There it is, and then we're going to activate E-Telly here to get Pilica, and that's going to grab back the Car Turbo to go ahead and then get us into Rubber Band Shooter. Yeah, so Rubber Band Shooter effect here, we're going to go ahead and banish A5, Real Terror Top, and Marble Machine. We get the Marble Machine here. Honestly, in my opinion, probably the better of the two outcomes. We go ahead and activate Marble to add a Hound. And also at this point, too, I have not normal summoned yet. Yeah, I haven't normal summoned yet. So there's some plays that can be made here. I could additional normal the Hound to go ahead and dump a Duke, and then Teka Tomborg could just be for dice, for like a cork shooter play. Also, like, one other thing too is like that I've been noticing, and it's one of the more reasons that I like playing Wind Pegasus at Ignister now so much, is because I find with the way that I've been playing the build, because I know some people are still on Primitive Butterfly, and I've been playing Wandering Griffin Rider, just because of its synergy with pretty much any card in the deck, like any of your starters or extenders, to get into Baron so early. Oftentimes, I find it makes Piper's late game a little awkward, especially if you're not trying to go for a Shen Shen. And I mean that because, like, typically beforehand, like if you're, or like before Griffin Rider came out, or even in hands you don't see Griffin Rider, you're typically getting into Baron with a level 6 synchro like Charge Warrior and the level 4 tuner that is Piper. But now that I've already made Baron, getting Piper is great. Like, I could Auroradon, summon out 3 tokens, spec Teka Tomborg, and Piper for a full 5 Excavate. The question then becomes, what do I do with that Piper afterwards? I can't just use Piper and 2 tokens for Baron because I already made Baron. And there's no sense in making a second one, since it's only once while it's face up on the field. And that's a hard once per face up on the field. The other option would be to Synchro 7. And at that point, what do I Synchro 7 into? Clearing Fast Dragon? Possibly. But that would probably do it for my turn. The other question is like, if I go for Pegasus, right? I then can use, like if I already have Duke Axis engraved, which I currently don't at this point, but I could use the Piper engraved to make Pegasus a 5. And then it basically becomes like a Hagoita. And then I, get a card to run field, get a, Duke out of car, whatever it may be. And then go into Crystal Wing with that Wind Pegasus engraved. So I find playing a card like Wind Pegasus to be nice because you can use it to step into a better boss monster, because I think on paper, Crystal Wing is better than Clear Wing Fast Dragon by a mile. But a lot of times, if you were just going to Fast Dragon into a Crystal Wing, going to that Fast Dragon seems kind of like a wasted summon, because if you make Pegasus, you put it in grave as another pseudo interruption your opponent's going to have to worry about. So I'll just get that all out on the table now. I do decide to additional normal the Hound here and forego other things. And we're just going to go ahead and Piper for 4 here instead of 5, which is completely fine. And we reveal Card Turbo, Dice, Talents, Recovery. As again, there you can see I'm playing the Talents. And go ahead and take the Recovery, as you might expect. And I think I made a bit of a mistake here because I'm not really used to playing this card much at all, because I think the last time I played it was in, like, Drytron, I think. It was a while ago. So what I end up doing here is making Hagoita. And, okay, so I see what I'm doing. I'm going to go for Crystal Wing, and then I'm going to go for Shen Shen. And I think you guys can already see what the problem with going for Shen Shen is when I have my own droplet in hand. So I didn't even bother setting it because I literally will not be able to use the droplet because of Shen Shen's on-field effect. Because I can't send anything to the grave. So that was a huge mistake on my behalf there. Totally understand that. And also why I'm not playing this card anymore, because I typically end not in Shen Shen. So he's going to go ahead and Gamma Seal the Baron, which I was not expecting. And then he's going to follow up with Pot of Prosperity. And here I get to finally see what he's playing. I can see the Mekk Knights. I'm like, all right, great. I'm going to get OTK like crazy. He's already got a column for 2 here. Yeah. Things are not looking too hot right now. Then he's going to go on Lightning Storm for monsters. Banishes everything here. Shen Shen doing me more harm than good. Normal summon the Girsu. Dump the Chalice. Or the Cup, as some people call it. Summon out a token. Give me a token. Link his Girsu and a token into Lib. Lib effect to go ahead and set one from deck. And what does he grab? He's going to grab another Secrets. And he's already got another Secrets in hand. So, like, really strong setup here. He just needs to be able to clear the Shen Shen before he links off, because I don't think he'll get Lib effect. Does Lib need to hit the graveyard? Yeah, the Sync Summon card is sent to the graveyard as material. So he's got to out the Shen Shen first here. So he's going to go purple. And, yeah, outing it very easily enough in the battle phase. And then we're going to run over the token, run attack directly, run directly into my life points, take 2k, main phase 2 effect, and then he's going to go ahead and search out the Indigo Eclipse, and he's going to set up the double Secrets with Indigo, which is a lot. Like, that's a tall order to deal with. And on top of that, double Secrets plus he's going to grab Memory here. So, like, he just has skill drain, basically. And I'm top decking plus Avermax, like so good. I used to play pure Mekk Knight, and I loved these types of boards. And while I do have follow-up, it's like not going to be enough. I do try and fancy my way through this board here. And I remember a ruling here, because I know, like, the interaction with Secret and the way Secret is worded, like, the way I'm trying to dodge this negate here is not going to work the way I think it does. So he's going to go ahead and activate Secret on the effect of Terror Top, targeting Indigo, and that's going to summon. It's going to summon Indigo, and then I'm going to chain Droplet, sending off the Terror Top, and yeah, it's still going to get negated. And I was like, oh, that's right. This card's really good, and that doesn't work like that, because the card still resolves where it activates, and that's on the field. It's not going to, like, resolve in the graveyard. It's the same reason why you couldn't go, like, let's say you activate Monster Reborn, and your opponent chains Imperial Order, back when that was a thing. And then you chain Droplet, sending off the Reborn. Reborn will still get negated by Order, I believe. Yeah. Because it still resolves on the field. It was still activated on the field. And at that point, I'm like, okay, let's go game 2. Fair enough. So things not looking too hot here. Yeah, going into Lightning Storm, Gamma Seal, Prosperity. That's a tall order. And we can see here in game 2, I open up 0 Hand Trap, 0 going second cards. Maybe I'll find a Droplet or, Talents off the top. But we do have Tetherwolf, E-Telly, Marble, Duke, and Terror Top to his Girsu, Key, Prosperity, Sky, and Dasher. He's going to go ahead and activate the Girsu. That is, of course, going to dump the cup to make the lib live. He's going to give himself a token and me a token, and then link off his token and gear suit into lib while creating himself a column for at least a purple or a blue sky search for 1 turn 1, which is also huge. Going to banish 6 for prosperity. Let's see what he reveals. A memory, a fusion destiny, a blue sky, a yellow, and a indigo, and another memory. He's going to take the fusion destiny there. Pretty easy take at that point. I mean, having access to DPE plus its follow-ups is pretty insane. Yeah, pretty cool to see Fusion Destiny in here. I mean, although I hate the engine, but let's say cool seeing Mekk Knights being able to play it too. I know they do have some restrictions, but it's very little restrictions. It's only just from the quick play memory, I believe. Locks you into Mekk Knights for the rest of the turn. Then he's going to go ahead into the Morningstar, Chainlink 1, Morningstar, Chainlink 2 lib. He's going to go ahead and spin back the token, which is fine by me because now my Terratop's turned on again. For a second, I was kind of worried that he just like made like the best card in my deck dead. And then he's going to go ahead and search a copy of Secrets. And then he's going to set it, get Purple Nightfall in play. And that's going to grab a follow-up, I can only imagine. It's going to, or just grab Indigo Eclipse, which is also huge. Spec that to the field and move it over. So each Mekk Knight can be in a different column instead of having 2 in the same. And it's going to importantly block the other EMZ, which is very strong. Fusion Destiny for DPE. And main phase, I had a Nibiru. I would have loved to use it. But we do draw Droplet, you know, as our 6th card. So Droplet coming in clutch here. So we know he has Secret. Or no, I only know that he has Memory, I believe. Or both of the back row might be known. So at this point, like, I'm playing through a Monster Negate, 2 Monster Negates, 3. I'm playing through like 4 Monster Negates. And it's all very zone dependent on where I put everything. So I spec Terratop over here. And of course he is gonna chain Indigo, and he also has to chain well, he was probably gonna chain the Secret, but I do have a response. So I go Droplet. Droplet's gonna pitch Duke and Tetherwolf, and he's gonna go CL4 for the Secret. I go ahead and select the Enforcer and the Eclipse to be negated. I probably should have like sent off like E-Telly to negate the Morningstar too. But he's just gonna go ahead and revive the blue sky. So like it's just like a rough situation all around. Normal Marble Machine, he's got memory for another Indigo. And I'm just like, okay, let's go ahead and activate E-Telly. This is gonna summon out the Pilica. And then I'm going to activate Pilica, and that's going to force the Indigo Eclipse. And at this point, I literally have 1 zone to work with where my monster effects will not be negated, and it's right here. I also cannot destroy this Morningstar by battle, or any Mekk Knight on the field for that matter, unless I'm attacking it in the same column that it's in. So like that's kind of a tall order to deal with right now. Especially with on what little card advantage I'm on. We go into a Revenge Shooter. I think he made a mistake here because if he would have moved this Indigo over here and left the Morningstar here, I would have lost, because now he's given me a room, to make a Link 2 in the EMZ. So I think that was a misplay on his behalf, but it's not a super huge one. Then we go ahead and regular normal summon here since we haven't done that. Or no, I normal summoned the, what is it? The Marble Machine. So the additional normal summon effect they're activating. Dumping Duplicate. Going into the Cork Shooter. Cork Shooter is going to go ahead and search here. Copy a Duplicate, because I'm just kind of, you know, praying for the best at this point. Go for Stardust Charge. And if only I had access to a card turbo at this point, because, like, I could literally walk over his whole field. I'd have to put the Morningstar, or the Stardust Charge here, and then walk over this, and this, because this would be at 28. Like, this is one point where having access to a card turbo would have been like game breaking. It would have been insane. Maybe I still could have like done that had I not sent Gate, and instead I send Car Turbo, and then I just duke out the car, make Charge Warrior. The draw would get negated because I would have to summon it here. I would miss out on the gate, but that's completely fine. And then I literally out his entire board. Except for he has DPE still, plus purple, plus Celestial follow-up. So, like... Okay, so I'm going for Shen, I guess. Yeah, I totally could have gone for the car turbo there to, like, at least wipe the whole field, try to have a play. But yeah, so I go ahead and set the gate. End phase, that'll get destroyed by Fusion Destiny. So I guess what that's still tough. That's still really tough, because the DPE just triggers if it's destroyed regardless. That's still tough. Well, because, like, the Dasher's going to get put back in the grave anyways. I guess, you know, if that gets banished, he doesn't get the Celestial follow-up immediately that turn. I don't even know what I'm saying at this point. It just, he draws TC Boo for turn. Stand by face, he remembers to bring back the Indigo. I guess he maybe was going to make a rank 8 there, but decided not to. Resets the field, activate purple, go ahead and search blue sky. And then he's going to go ahead and summon blue sky. And here, like, I could have just gated to bounce that back, and he would not have gotten a search. Hindsight, that's probably what I should have done. And instead, I let him go ahead and plus, like, a billion here. He only has one target, though, in deck to grab, so I guess it maybe didn't matter. He's going to go ahead and go for a Lib. Gonna set another secrets, summon out yellow, and yeah, on the summon of yellow, I go ahead and activate the yeah, I was like thinking on like the res of Lib here, because like this is a threat, and if he links us off, he can just like spin something. So I go ahead and banish Pilica to summon that, and he's gonna go ahead and I also like technically deny a column. I also like put that duplicate in a terrible spot. I should have put it like in the middle. That's also on me. And then he has Cup, and he's basically just going to go ahead and, what does he make here? He makes BLS Link. So he completely turns off a Celestial follow-up just because, like, the Shen here. But if I would have gone for that Charge Warrior play, he would have had that option for Celestial. BLS Link is going to come in clutch here. He's going to run over the Shen, banish the Rubber Band Shooter. Or no, he's going to gain attack. So now it's at 45. Very, very hard to deal with at this point unless I have a Kite Drake, which is, you know, going to be easier said than done to get to. I have the E-Telly, going to come in clutch as a late game extender here. That's going to get me into Nian. And I get the Piper. Piper's going to still go for 1. I have no response. He's going to chain Indigo to negate. He tells me to send one to grave. I'm like, no, I have a Psychic and a Machine, so we still resolve. Well, we don't resolve because of the Indigo. Now, if this was also when Pegasus had Ignister, I could clear that there can be only 1. We activate Hound and Grave. Hound is going to go ahead and summon a 3. And, yeah, I mean, he still has memory, though. Like, this game does not look very winnable. Although, like, he's low on Mekk Knights, but it's not very, very winnable here. Then we activate Nian here. I don't know why I activated Nian. I don't think I really needed to activate Nian there. And then Baron's going to go ahead and pop. I pop the TC Boo. I guess popping TC Boo is also kind of a mistake too, because that just turns on his memory, because all the Mekk Knights are psychic. I guess that was kind of a mistake too. This is, yeah, so I'm noticing another play I could have done here, too. I could have actually made Kite Drake. Because I would make the Fast Dragon. Let's assume Fast Dragon is Wind Pegasus in this scenario. I made that with the Nian and the Piper. He flips TC Boo. I Synchro 7 into a Cyburst. And then Hound summons out Fork Shooter. And then I can't go into it because of it being a machine. Well, no. No, this is just a tough situation all around. I'm trying to think of a situation where I play through this board here, but combination of cards he has makes it very difficult. Because if I made Wind Pegasus, I could clear the TC Boo, but that turns on his memory and his other secrets that I know he has. Yes, then at that point, I would be able to either use Piper Engrave, drop the Pegasus down to 5, Cork out, summon or Hound out of Cork, make a Kite Drake, wipe the board, everything except the his Link. But he would just negate there. I'd have to like make Wind Pegasus like blow this up and then make a Baron, I guess. I don't know. Yeah, there's some other stuff I definitely could have done there, but like getting rid of the TC Boo, as nice as it seemed, was also what ended up hurting me. I ended up using Nian here. Nian's going to go ahead and recycle a Juju because that is a Psychic and it's also removal. He has another secret here. And at this point, I'm just like, GG, you got it. Like, I know there's going to be so much advantage on his next turn. So, yeah, we actually lose that one there. We only dropped 5 ratings, so it brings us down to 203. Was a good match. Always a pleasure to play against Mekk Knights. Especially a nice DPE variant, too, is kind of cool. Also, the TC Boo, was not expecting that. Seems very strange to play in a deck that plays like a lot of psychic monsters, but I mean, came in very clutch for him right there when he just, was able to use it. I've thought about playing this card sometimes as Speedroids too, because your end board's like Machine, Warrior, Dragon, Machine, Warrior, Psychic, and like if you flip at the TC Boo, like, yeah, but also at the same time, like Gozen Match kind of does the same job too, but maybe TC Boo works better. It also requires you to have like very good setup, like everything has to be going right for you to make sure your own TC Boo works really well, and it also doesn't screw you over. But, yeah, that's going to do it for this replay. We take the L here. You guys show this loss here because I think it was a pretty interesting loss. A lot of things to think about. A lot of alternate plays that maybe could have been made to put me in a better position. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. If you want to see more of my content, click on one of the videos popping up on the bottom of the screen right now. And as always, WinnerKill signing out. We'll see you guys in the next one. And like always, a huge shout out goes to our Divine level channel members, and they are Cadillacs84, Tweeter0226, Pony Start, Keith Sidgers, and Black Ninja Money. Mix it up a little bit there. And yeah, thank you guys so much as always for your extremely generous support of the channel.